Hey guys, Figurecraft here. We're back. Sorry about that. Them railings was really putting up a big time fight, but I got them on. So let me just move this down, and we'll go over them. Let me get this to the back to where we can see it from the back. Alrighty then. So going over it, step 5 was take the two parts 89-01 and the two parts 89-02, which right here, this is 89-01 right here on this side, and then over here is 89-01, and then these are 89-02. On these sides right here, I had to bend them into place and then glue them. They're on the outer rim because it seemed like to me like that worked best for it. Using the K angles on the templates, 138B and basically 138C, as illustrated. Glue the parts in place at the aft of the shelter deck, as shown on the left, which is basically right here. And now we're going to go over step 6 right here. So let me just read this while I get you back here. Okay, step 6 is separate parts 71 or 72-01 times 2 and 71-02 from frame 140K. So 71-01 are these right here, which go all the way over. And I was actually able to make sure that they touched both sides, because I've seen multiple YouTubers where they didn't get these railings fully able to reach over. And the same thing with the top up here, but I was able to get mine to fully reach to the end of the deck by just basically putting the railings on the outer edge lip. And you can see there that actually worked. And then 72-01, which 72-01, okay, let's see here. That's a misprint in the book. It's really 71-01, which are these. That's just a misprint in the book. And 71-02 from the frame. Bend the parts using the D angles on the templates 138D and 138E, and glue G and the G angles on templates 138D and 139B as shown. Glue the parts 71-01 at the aft of the promenade deck as shown. And that would be these railings right here. So let me get this picked up. That would be those railings right there on the outside edge on both sides. And then we're going to move down to the next step for the railing that goes here. So moving on down to step 7. Step 7. Glue part 71-02 in place at the aft of the promenade deck. Which, there we go, right there. 71-02. That would be right here. 71-02 is this one railing that you have to bend to go around here and all the way around, and it has to meet up with these railings on both sides. You can see right there in a way, if I take this and I were to push it back a little bit, you can see right there where it meets. And then the same on the other side. It's more prominent over here because I wasn't able to fully get that one to go together. You can see a little gap, but you can't tell the gap because of that vents there. So I was okay with that. But we got those railings on there now. So with this is all the railings on the superstructure complete, except for the railings that would go across them here that would separate the passengers ranks and stuff like that, which is not included with this model. So I'm still trying to figure out a way of where I can get a hold of those railings that would go there, the gates to separate, because I really do want to have those on my model. That way I can put the signs onto the ship. That's the reason why I have not put the signs on my ship yet, because I'm saving those signs for if I'm able to get a hold of those gates. And another thing that I've done too, I'll show you. I had some leftover parts from my 1/350 scale Titanic, and I just cut out some extra metal down to size. And I used some cutters to cut the wire down. And what I was able to do is in here, I took the signs that talk about the triple screws on the propellers, and I cut down some metal photo etch and painted it black, or I painted it white at the back, and then I stuck those water decals onto the extra piece of metal, to make me some metal signs, because these work a whole lot better of going on the railing than just a sticker going onto the railing. So I've done that with 3 of them, and I'll show them to you in here. Just put that back in there, basically right down here. I've done that with all 3 of the signs that's going to go at the back of the poop deck at the end of the ship, at the stern of the ship, where it's going to basically warn you about those things. And another thing I've done too, which, let me grab it. Kind of almost forgot about it, but I got it. Another thing I've done too is I've went ahead and I've built up the docking bridge, and I've got the railings onto the docking bridge, if we can ever focus here. But on this one, I had to put the railings on the inside of the lip, because there was no way they was going to go on the outside, because the railings would have came up too short. You can see if I would have put these on the outside, we would have came up way too short, which I still, didn't quite get them connected right there, but it's okay. It's, acceptable for me. But yeah, with this, you will have to put the railings on the inside lip to get these railings to go perfectly together. And another thing that I have done, you will notice there's some difference here. Basically, when I bought those extra parts, I still had the telegraphs left from where I took them out of the bridge deck. So I took those telegraphs that I took out of the bridge deck and put them back here. And I've also switched this out, and I took one of the, let me think here, binnacles. Yeah, I took one of the binnacles from the bridge deck that I took out, and I also glued it there. And I also had these things right here left over, which, came with my extra parts that I didn't use. I took one of those, I painted it up, I snipped off the pegs on the bottom of it, and then I glued it right down in place. And now this basically docking bridge looks more to the Titanic Honor and Glory. And another thing that I have done, this is what I would say that the stickers really don't work good for gluing or for putting onto the railings, because I literally had to take a toothpick and put some super glue behind this just to get it to stick to the railing. You can see there's like a little bit of super glue there, but I really didn't want to, do that for all the rest of the stickers. So that's why I came up with that little method of using some metal to put the stickers to, and then have something to glue it to. Because, yeah, I literally had to put some super glue behind this in order to get that little sticker to stick. And I put it more over to this way because on the Titanic Honor and Glory demo, the sign is more over here, and in the instructions in your book, it tells you to put the sign right here. Which I wanted it to be like the Titanic Honor and Glory. And then I've also put the railings onto the steps. And in these two little parts right here underneath the docking bridge, I have basically put those on. So what this is I'm going to go over this now. So let me just grab the book, and then we'll go over these parts one by one, just like it says in the instructions. So let me get the book. Let me turn the page to where the docking bridge is. Alright, the docking bridge. Step 10. Step 10 is remove parts 125-01 times 2. So we'll go with that. And then 125-01 times 2 is those, it looks like. (125-01 times 2, yeah. Okay, so 125-01 times 2. That would be these railings right here that go on the steps. So you would basically remove those and glue them to the steps. But I wouldn't advise gluing these until you had a railing up here. That way you can try to keep the railing the same height as the rest of the railings. That way it looks more, right. So I would advise not doing that until you had that. Let me go ahead and zoom out here a bit. And then you would do 125-03 times 2. And 125-03 times 2 would basically be these railings right here at the back. They basically come at the back, and then they have one basically curve, and then they stop right here. There are these ones right here that come from the back, then they curve over this way, and then they stop right there. And you can see when I get close enough to it where that railing, would stop. You can basically tell it more on this side where it stops because I didn't, quite get it 100% together there, but that's okay. But it would basically be this railing from here, and then it would curve at an angle, and then it would basically connect. And you would have to make sure that the angle is correct with your docking bridge. That way it fits perfectly. And then we will do 125-06. And 125-06 is this railing right here that's on this side, and it has a life preserver on it. It has a life preserver made in the railing. So it would be this railing right here with the life preserver on it. It's just one short little railing that just goes right there and then stops. And 125-07 from frame 140K. So 125-07 is this long railing right here, goes all the way down here and stops right there. And it's got another life preserver on it. And when you put these on, make sure the life preservers are closer to the top of the railing, because you don't want to put it upside down and have your life preservers closer to the bottom of the railing down here. That can easily be done. So make sure that your life preservers are closer to the top of the railing on both sides. And once you have that, all your railings will basically be on the docking bridge. Bend the parts using angles D on the templates as shown. Glue the parts on the docking bridge 121B as shown in the photo below. Glue the parts 125-01 on either side of the ladder. Okay, and then we will basically go down to step 11, which step 11 is remove the two parts 125-04. And 125-04 is basically these parts right here, which is a straight piece of photo etched metal. And to tell you the truth, I still don't know if I got these on correctly or not, because they go at an angle in a way. You can see the angle. And when I was putting these on, let me find the picture. Here it is. When I was putting these on, I was trying my best to match this picture right here and try to do it the same angle that this was doing. And what I could see was the part that slants up that way, kind of slants, going backwards, would glue right there. And then I made sure that when I held my docking bridge up, I was holding it the correct way around. And so basically the docking bridge would be upside down, turning this way right here. And then I would basically make sure that you can see right there how it kind of slants. I did the slant like that, and I did that on both sides. And then when I got that from the side, when you hold it from the side, you can see it's flat like that, but it also makes the docking bridge kind of tilt forward. So that's why I say I'm not sure if I got it. I won't know until we put it on the ship if it's correct. And if it's incorrect, I can easily just pop these back off and then glue it the other way. But for right now, I'm leaving it like that. Just to, test to see if it is correct. But when I go to put it on to the poop deck, we'll figure out if it's incorrect or not. And another thing that I have done since I've last put up a video, I have, contacted Agora models again because we're to the end of, February. And lo and behold, just like I thought, it has been pushed back until March now. And they basically told me that they're trying to make sure that everything is packed correct because it's a big item to ship. And they're trying to make sure everything is, correctly packed, is what they said. So, we'll see. But, yeah, we're basically, I don't know when in March. They didn't tell me when in March, if it's going to be towards, the middle of March, the 1st of March, or the end of March. But I will tell you this much. I'm not going to wait another month just to see if it's going to be shipped. And then get to the end of the month. It doesn't get shipped. Contact them again, and then we get another excuse. I'm not going to continue doing this. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them until March to see if they do ship it. And if not, I'm going to get my money back, and then I'm going a different route of getting a case. I am really sick and tired of this. We should have had that case right before we got off of this, the shipments of the Titanic. We should have gotten it with our last shipment, but we didn't. It was delayed, and now we have to wait to get it after the shipments. And I am so close to having this model done, but I just can't put it all together until I have that case. But yeah, that's the situation of what's going on right now with the display case. We're still waiting on it. Hopefully we get it, but we'll see. But that's going to do it for this video. You all have a blessed one, and when I come back, we'll be eventually doing some more Titanic, but I'm also going to figure out some new figures to go over, because it's been a while since we've done some figure reviews. So until then, goodbye.